saying this to say that whatever it was, whether it was a spiritual, family, personal, whatever matter it was, I knew that I could call Phil, talk to him about it, and he would give me honest, grace-filled, humbling, and Christian advice. And he would listen and have compassion. And that was an amazing thing that I really want the whole world to know about him, is he had immense compassion. There are things that really upset me that I've been reading that people have said about Phil, people that didn't even know him really. And some of those things were talking about how their idea is that Phil was an anti-Muslim speaker. And I can tell you that Phil had an immense, enormous, mountain-sized compassion and love for Muslims especially. He understood the shackles that they were in, whether it was cultural or religious, and he wanted to help them in every single way. One of the things that I was talking to him about, it was Project Exodus that I'm working on. And I remember it was one of those times that he actually stopped me from talking and kind of took over, which was, I welcomed that. That was fine. And he was just so passionate about it. I could hear it in his voice of him talking about how Americans have no idea what it's like to be a Muslim, born into Islam and wanting to leave, and how massive that sacrifice is, and how he would love to be able to help them get out, to have civil liberties, to become completely practicing their rights and their freedoms here in the United States, and how sad it is that they can't. And he absolutely encouraged me. He encouraged me to do the 3 missions, 2 of which I'm so thankful to say have actually launched. Give Light, and which offers a Bible to a Muslim, and then Arm Your Shepherd, which offers a bunch of books that are specifically tailored for anybody who wants to learn about Islam, but more specifically for the clergy members, every flavor of Christianity. And I remember talking to him about that. I remember how he was so excited about it, and he was so excited about Project Exodus, which still hasn't rolled out, and how he gave me all the tips and, you know, encouraged me to call him back if I had any more questions. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm never going to have the time to do this. And I think he'd be happy to know that I was able to get 2 of them off the ground. Like I said, all of these, especially the one with giving the Bible and Project Exodus, are where his heart really was. And it was to bring Christ to people, and for them to experience the love and the freedom through him. James Dean, of all people, said, if a man can bridge the gap between life and death, if he can live on after he's dead, then maybe he was a great man. Phil is still alive to me. I hear him when I'm working. When I have a question, I just imagine what he would say. It is so important for me to honor his wishes and what he wanted, especially for our country and for our neighborhoods and our communities and our people and for this whole world. And I'm so thankful, excuse me, that even in his death, he was able to motivate me to keep going on, to continue the fight, and to remember that we only have so much time. Our time is going to be up. All of the work we have to do is for the next generation. None of this is for us. And because of that, because of his inspiration, because of the way he lived his life, because of the ultimate sacrifice that he gave, I am more motivated than ever to continue the work. I am more motivated than ever to do even more work, to honor him and to honor his legacy. I can honestly say that I hope one day when I go, I will be thought of so fondly, such just as Phil is. Or maybe a quarter. If I could get a quarter, that would be good too. So, Phil is alive. Well, I mean, he's alive in heaven. He's not dead. And the people that did this to him think that they may think that this was a political move. But believe me, this was not a political move. This was a spiritual move, because of the battle between light and darkness. The darkness was trying to dim Phil's light, and instead, now he's left a legacy of numerous people who will fight harder than ever, who will love harder than ever, who will give more than ever, and who will continue to talk about him, to talk about his work, to talk about his love and compassion and the great example that he set for all of us. There are only a few men in history that are remembered as good men. The world keeps looking for perfection, and perfection is gone with Christ. But to find a good man is to find a treasure that never ends. I am so grateful that I knew Phil. I'm so grateful for the fleeting moments that I had to spend with him. And I am grateful that he was a man that personally fought for my freedom and your freedom, and that he loved us. And that I was able to share his dream with him, and that I was able to share his work with him also. I'm incredibly grateful for that. And I hope that we do get some answers as to how he was sent to heaven. But what I really want is for his life to be remembered and celebrated, and for him to be known for his life, not for his death. And I hope that the whole world will one day know about Phil, because I know that history will remember him as being on the right side of history, walking in Christ's footsteps, and loving us all. Thank you all for sharing this time with us. I could talk about Phil for a million years, and you'll see a million more tears. But I implore you, I'm asking you and pleading with you to please continue his work, celebrate his life and his legacy, and live every day to the fullest, and be blessed. God bless you.